Искусственный интеллект. Об этом говорят все очень давно.
AI. Everybody speaks about it. They speak a lot about it, and
Настолько давно,
they speak about it for so long.
и слова
When the words art and word intellect were brought together, and we get this combination of words, artificial intelligence. So, what is artificial intelligence today? We'll speak with Igor Pestritsov, specialist from the Department of Perspective Technologies in Perspective, and Mikhail Trofimov,
грандмастер, преподаватель, дата Джим.
teacher, data gym practitioner with experience. Okay, hello. Let's give a definition
Подразумевается под
to the term. What do you mean by artificial intelligence? Because I'm confident that there could be a lot of opinions. Igor.
Вообще искусственный интеллект это такое обширное.
Well, AI is a wide concept which includes a lot of different things.
Машинное обучение.
Machine learning,
Ну, в целом,
it's a part of AI.
такой пул алгоритмов, пул технологий.
It's full of algorithms and technologies which allows to automate
Да, то есть
different objectives.
код, да, когда мы там
Not as a standard code when you program, when you write a code, and you know that something can be expected from this program, but when the algorithm is self-learning on the basis of the data that you provide to it.
Ну и, соответственно, есть разные алгоритмы.
And of course, there are different algorithms, there are different models of AI, and as you know, there are models which can play games, there are models which discover pictures, there are models which imitate text, and there's a lot of different models. And basically speaking, that's a wide concept.
что это такое.
Mikhail, what do you mean by that? Well, I understand this is a very complicated term. It has a lot of sides. You can approach it from different sides. What's close to me, it's understanding that artificial intelligence is a system of decision making which can operate on a level comparable to human thinking. It's an algorithm. It's a strange entity, but it's a thing which can make decisions. And you say, I will do it this way and not other way. And we'll explain why it was done. Machine learning is within this paradigm. All systems also within this paradigm, and the borders like, oh, this is just algorithm, this is AI on the level of solutions and responsibility which the system can undertake. Okay, let's speak about connection between ML, machine learning, and AI, artificial intelligence. These terms are sounding together, but it's not really understandable how they are combined together. What is in common between them, and what is the difference? ML is artificial intelligence, multiplicity of intelligence.
И в него входит.
There is artificial intelligence, and there is machine learning as a part of it.
Значит, есть
So there is also some other things which are the part of the artificial intelligence, some other components. Yes, yes.
Концепция.
You know this concept, which means a lot of variety of interpretations, abundance of interpretations, and this is one of the approaches. One of the approaches of solving this realization is one of the way of solving the plurality of artificial intelligence. There are some other ways which we don't know about yet, but one does not equal another. One can be the part of it. For example, ML is a part of the AI, but not the other. So we know that in AI there's a lot of components, but from these components we know only of ML. That's it.
Что сказать про deep learning?
Also, we can speak about deep learning. This is the part of the machine learning.
про машин learning.
Let's speak about the machine learning, deep learning, and all other connections in this array, because we hear a lot of terms,
Вы сейчас...
but maybe on some examples you will give us an explanation what is what.
Ну хорошо, давай
Да,
начнем.
Игорь, давай. Поделите.
Okay, you'll do it.
Он бы решил, да.
Искусственный интеллект, он бы сразу так, бах,
Artificial intelligence, and like, well, there wouldn't be an argument, but you know, we have some dialogues and we don't know what's going to be the reason. Well, machine learning, it's a very understandable concept.
Недавно появилось понятие.
Relatively, we had a concept called deep learning, neural networks. It's a deep learning, it's a neural networks, and something like that. It's a new, cool, hype thing
Делаются различные
which
задачи, да, то есть,
can do a lot of different tasks.
да,
For example, machine learning, which
ну, некоторые методы машин ленинга применялись очень.
some methods of machine learning have been applied dozens of years ago, like linear regression, and it was not called like this. It was called data analysis and was successfully applied. But deep learning
Сразу ассоциация, что-то
has an association of something cool, some pictures, generation, driverless cars, deep fake, deep learning, whatever. Something cool, heavy, complicated, complex from point of view of mathematics, but beautiful.
Это круто, хайп.
Yeah, it is cool. It is cool.
Результаты, они...
And the results, they are worthy of it. And right now we have a lot of interesting models. For example, if we're going to speak of recent year,
Пару месяцев назад
OpenAI have presented a couple of months ago a new version of DALI model, and this is a symbiosis of names of Salvador Dali and the robot DALI. So this is a model which knows to look at the textual description and generate an image, not a type of image like stick circle man. No, this is an artwork. This is sometimes looks like photographic, and you will not see the difference between photography and this image. And you can ask this neural network to generate anything. You can say, okay, give me the panda which drives the bicycle and the red square, and you will get this panda. But how will it happen? Magic, magic, magic.
Давайте копнем.
Да, нет.
Okay, let's dig deeper. Well, this is a model which has been learning on.
По площадям.
It has been learning on driving pandas and bicycles and the red square. They've been learning to make pictures from the text and generate text from pictures. It's been collecting. Here's a picture, here's the text. And right now, wait. I will try to develop this logic. In every text, that's how I think. In the text, there are several keywords: panda, bicycle, red square. Adjectives. It looks at these adjectives and unites them together. That's how it works, or I'm far away from the truth.
наверное,
Но все сложнее, да, но важно.
Well, simplifying, it does look like that.
Панда на Красной
Красная
площади, это не одно и то же.
The panda on the red square, panda under the red square, the sequence is very important, the way of aggregation is very important, and pieces of words, because panda and pandas, nouns together, it's almost but not two different nouns, but still. And because of all of these, we build certain perception, cognitive perception, what's again, and then we look, can we generate a picture on the basis of those nouns?
Большие модели
And
способны
the magic is that big models are able to adequately represent text
и способны
as a point in a space, and this point can become a picture, beautiful picture.
Если это
So, in a perspective, the technology will develop
Толстого
and can take Tolstovsky War and Peace and make a full-scale movie instead of a film director.
актеров, ты выберешь жанр, ты выберешь...
And you will select the genre, you will select, and it's going to be a movie developed just for you. Do you like it?
Круто, почему? Но
This is very cool.
жизнь, и это все очень...
But it simplifies your life. It will simplify the life. And this is wonderful, but simplifies the life.
перспективы тогда искусственного.
Let's speak about the future.
Ну вот сейчас
So right now, it can be called it's on the stage of birth, or it's already in which stage it is.
Вопрос, да, можно дискутировать. Я бы
Well, it's not a question to me. We can discuss. I think this is infancy, early infancy. So the baby has been born, it grows, and makes his first steps.
согласиться. Мне кажется, мы в стадии, когда он еще не родился, и мы
I think we still are solving small tasks.
искусственный интеллект. На самом деле,
And we call artificial intelligence things which are not artificial intelligence. So it was not born yet. I'm not artificial intelligence. I'm this snail's brain compared to the brain of the monkey. Yeah, something like that.
согласен, что
Yes, I will agree with the fact that if we are speaking about the term of artificial intelligence as we have used to it, like Terminator and other things, yes, we are too far away. But I think that a fact that some neural network can determine the meaning of the text, can determine the context, can determine very complicated things,
я думаю, что это уже все же, ну, так,
I think
очень большой вперед.
this is a big step forward that we've done. But then, path is still big ahead of us. Speaking about deepfake as a popular term, how's it related to deep learning, machine learning, and AI?
да, давай я отвечу, да.
Well, I'll give you the answer.
Он
The
называется,
same.
потому что порожден
It's called deep because it was
который называется deep
created by machine algorithms which called deep learning. It has its own minus.
потому что в какой-то
And terminology is very interesting and curious because at a certain moment in time you stop calling models being models, the algorithms, how it works, and words are changing. Words reflect the understanding of the situation.
про то, почему
Coming back to the question of why deep fake, because it was a generated image
Потому что сгенерирован алгоритм.
and deep because generated by deep learning algorithms. So algorithms based on deep learning,
Нейросети, которые делают
neural networks, technology, what they do in order to have this image. Well, it's been trained in such a way so that it would give image. Okay, let's talk about the images with certain properties, for example, with the face of a specific person, or in a certain visual style, or replacing person by giving him mustache.
Это решает такие задачи.
A full class of neural networks which solve these objects. Deepfake is one of the applications of these neural networks, which can replace one face by another face. But in the current world, right now, where the AI has replaced humans, or has it?
Я бы так
Yeah, has it?
наверное, что
I wouldn't say that it has completely replaced people or humans, but I would say that there is a sphere where it has simplified our work. For example, if we're speaking where are we closest to replacing a person is driverless car and driverless airplanes.
сферах, да,
In the rest of them, in cybersecurity, artificial intelligence will start changing cognitive load from our specialists.
убирать
It will start removing different products from our path, and we will be able to
можем сделать так,
release ourselves, and we will do it in such a way so that specialists wouldn't have such cognitive load. They will not carry this load. They will concentrate on really important things, on things where they are needed, and routine work will be removed from them. So the automation of work, yes, definitely.
в области
And
этим занимаемся.
in cybersecurity, this is what we do.
Я тоже считаю, что,
Yes, I will support my colleague. There are no areas where artificial intelligence have replaced humans, but in many places have reduced the cost of work and operations. And second example, in addition to security, in addition to driverless cars, is call centers.
в той степени, что вы можете
Many of them have been automated because you can communicate with robot.
Это про то, что
And if they don't send you a question, it's like, hello, you're being called by company. Call which number? I cannot hear you very well. Yeah, this is a simple example.
дура, переключи меня скорее.
You stupid ones, switch me to a human being. I cannot hear you very well.
есть гораздо более тонкие.
Yeah, it's a very bright example, but there are some small examples, and only at the end of the conversation you will understand that this was a conversation with the robot, and at the end they tell you, yeah. And right now there's a lot of robotized voices which are indiscernible. They sound naturally. It's hard to say the difference. By intonations, they properly build the meaning of a sentence, semantical development of sentences. Speaking about the possibilities of hackers and artificial intelligence in such situations like driverless cars. Is it possible that hacker will break driverless car, and in result of this, some
Человек, который в нем.
inadmissible event will happen for humans or for the car?
Активные
Possible. This sphere is actively being investigated, and therefore, from the point of view of companies which are involved in defense, of course, higher interest is applied to this, and they are working on minimizing those risks. But I would not
Так ответил. Вас
exaggerate those risks. Well, it was a really wide statement. Well, they might hack it, or maybe they not hack it, because we have guys, more than 100 people,
хакнут они.
and they are hacking this digital city replica. Can they hack the driverless car? Of course they will. Of course they will.
А вот
Yeah, they will. Definitely.
за собой
Which risks can be entailed from this hacking?
риски, ну, как
Big risks, of course. Like in any accident, it depends where it's going to be used. If we're speaking about machine can stop, or the car can make some wrong decision. It can be moved in the wrong direction. But right now we're just on the stage of development of this technology, and I think that with time
сложнее,
it's going to be more and more difficult to do it, and
которые защищают.
the artificial intelligence will protect other models.
интеллект, который защищает другой.
So there will be artificial intelligence which is going to protect another intelligence.
Мы сейчас
Okay.
в кибербезе, мы же этим, по сути, занимаемся, да, то есть
So, and this is what we do in cybersecurity. We have some standard means of protection,
перенести,
and we are trying to transfer our expertise. Expertise of our specialists. We try to transfer it to artificial intelligence. Can you give me more information about it?
Где, как это используется?
AI in information security, how it can be used? Well,
кейсов, да, очень
a lot of cases. lot of cases where it can be used, and there's a lot of cases where we already applied, and partially we can advertise our industry so that people who are involved in AI, so they wouldn't think that cybersecurity plus artificial intelligence is boring. No, it's not. In cybersecurity,
Применять
you can apply a lot of interesting algorithms, very diverse algorithms. For example, out of the recent one, what can be remembered yesterday with a presentation by our colleague, and he was telling us about application of GANs, generative networks,
изначально для генерации
which have been invented for generation of pictures. So we applied them
SQL inject.
to generate SQL injections. So we have a model, and this model starts thinking as a hacker. It starts looking for new paths, new vectors of attack, new levels of SQL injections. But it's not applied from the point of view, okay, AI goes and breaks something. No, it's applied to push experts for a certain interesting idea, start them thinking about something they haven't been thinking about previously. Okay, Mikhail, in description of your position, it says that you're a practitioner with experience.
Хочу поинтересоваться
So I want to
в области искусственного
ask you, in the area of AI, where your experience is applied,
Всего применяется искусственный интеллект, это, к сожалению,
where mostly
интернет.
internet marketing in different areas, yes.
поведение.
Analysis of user behavior, sales, advertising, everything which is related with the internet, fast feedback, and users. This is the first point of application of the AI.
А вот правда ли,
Well, and is it true?
не совсем связанный вопрос, а может связан?
Maybe not really related question, but maybe it is. For example, right now we're speaking about a lot of keywords. For example, I have a mobile phone laying next to me, and then it starts showing me information, social networks. Is it really listening to me?
Ответ такой. Правда мы
Well, the answer is the following. We don't know the whole truth,
не может.
but theoretically it can do it, but it shouldn't.
Ага. Может,
Aha.
Может, но не должен.
It can, but it shouldn't.
слушает.
Yeah. So it listens, definitely. Most probably.
Говорить про перспективы.
Speaking about future development of AI in the nearest years,
Два
short term, 2-3 years from now,
шагнет и в какие
in which direction do you think it will move, and in which areas it will be applied practically?
Думаю, что, ну вот мы сейчас
I think, well, you've been mentioning a lot of different cool models, language models.
я думаю,
It's a transformer class models, and I think the vector of development will be in this area. We will develop transformers, language classes, neural networks,
робот возникает вот этот вот.
and I immediately see this robot. Well, it's going to transform one sequence into another sequence, text into image, sound into text, etc. Or will transform text from one language into the text in another language.
языке. Вот. И я думаю, будет развиваться
So I think this is going to be developing, and multimodal models will be developed when we work with several types of data. We work with text and sound, we work with video, images, etc. So
Я думаю, что вот пойдем именно сюда.
that's what I think. I think we're going to move in this direction, but which spheres it's going to involve? It's going to involve a lot of spheres. It will come to the industry, it will come to IT, etc., etc.
У меня вот что похожий взгляд. Я уверен, что будет
I have similar opinion. I think these models will be developed, and you can teach model only once, and you can use these like a universal mini brain, a small neural core to which you can give different tasks, and we will have a lot of applications with very unusual places
и поэтому я же
with a good quality, and I expect very soon not qualitative growth of artificial intelligence, but quantitative.
Таких улиточек с мозгами
да, да,
такие делают каждую
которые
свою
возникнут
задачу.
в разные области.
Ага.
При этом, как
Different areas.
что есть
And even right now, you can see approaches
позволяют очень классно оперировать
where we can see good operation with images. And I really expect that the work of designers, as we know, will be transformed in the next 5 years, just because there will be neural networks that will add requests like, can you make me the same, but in the style of this artist? But can you add some other object inside of this picture? And not only to designers, but if we will try to invent where one specific model can be used, will generate dozens of different scenarios and business plans where these can be used. That digital business can be built around one model.
Да, мне кажется, важное свойство, что новые модели будут трансформировать наше понимание профессии. Потому что
Well, about professions, because it's well, the heavy part of work will be replaced by more cognitive, more interesting. The professions will not disappear; they will be transformed.
всем этим заменит.
But what's going to be the result of all of this? Will AI replace humans? And what is the role of humans? Will a person become, thrived lower class person who will be used just as a battery?
Сценарий, я бы
It's a very negative scenario. I prefer positive scenario that person will be involved in creative work, cognitive operations, routine will disappear,
да, и всё будет у нас
а-
хорошо. Ну, возможно, правда, она где-то посередине будет.
and we will be somewhere in the middle. So I don't like those negative pessimistic scenarios.
я тоже, скорее, сторонник пессимистических сценариев, но во многом потому,
Yeah, I'm not on the side of pessimistic scenarios because there's a lot of technologies where this can be used, and there's a lot of time to understand that.
Здорово.
Right.
Много классных, привлекательных терминов вы сегодня рассказали, вообще расшифровали.
Today you've told us, and you just
Но о том, что
can hear what these words mean.
догадываются, вот
Many people didn't even guess this interesting connection between AI
вот эти множество, подмножество. Это,
и
мне кажется, очень много
learning.
творчества,
It involves
футуризма во всем этом. Безусловно, большой флер загадок.
big flow of mystery and maybe some scenario type of thinking.
Область неизведанного, с одной стороны. С другой стороны, ну, очень много практических применений.
Area for all of us.
Интересно, что ты
And it is very interesting what Igor would tell us to be applied in cybersecurity
интересуются этой темой, вполне могут найти себе,
in this particular topic,
вполне могут найти себе
like finding a job, and people will be able to find.
кибербезопасности. Последний у меня к вам вопрос. Как вы считаете вообще, какие страны в мире наиболее развиты с точки зрения
And this is well developed in the world from the point of view of development of artificial intelligence, and which place right now is taken by Russia? And do our Russian engineers and developers have a potential for making some qualitative improvement in this area?
Я бы не стал
Alright.
какую-то конкретную страну, я бы
I wouldn't select any separate country. I would say it's a symbiosis because most of these technologies are open stack technologies. People are sharing this technology. Something's working. They shift this knowledge.
глобальные общие знания. Если говорить о роли
Yes. As for the Russia and our position and how strong we are,
я бы сказал, что мы,
I would say that yes, we do have good positions
например,
and we can speak.
банк, да, который вкладывает огромный вклад, и много-много там других компаний, которые очень круто это развивают, да, вот в частности моделька GPT-3, про которую мы говорили, да, что она умеет там генерить, дополнять текст и так далее. Прошло вот буквально, я не знаю, там несколько месяцев, она появилась на русском языке с помощью вот как раз специалистов из Сбербанка, поэтому да, я думаю, что у нас здесь все хорошо.
So I think everything's okay.
что
I also think that machine
нет такого, что
is very international, precisely in one scientific school or in
вот с точки зрения научных школ
possible to do that. So there's a lot of schools, and there are several schools in Russia.
ребята в Сколтехе делают прям мирового уровня исследования.
Sberbank people, Samsung Lab is very strong in Russia, and from the point of view of some applied things, I think that we are not behind, but we are even ahead. So, do Russian guys have chances to do something good? Yes, of course.
столько оптимизма в такой
Of our colleagues.
определенной области, как искусственный
So, such a certain area as artificial intelligence. Well, I hope that earlier or later it
сильно нашу
will
жизнь
give to the world some improvements to
никогда не заменит человека. Спасибо.